Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a video talking about different kinds of carbon fiber. So there's lots of kinds of carbon fiber that we see in the knife world, you know, whether it's fat carbon, regular carbon fiber, marbled carbon fiber, there's peel-plied carbon fiber. There's some that I don't have because there's some I don't like, and there's also just some I just don't have, right? It's going to happen. So yeah, let's get into it. So, I think the first one we should start with is just like regular carbon fiber, right? And I would consider something like this from, this is from Arcane Design. This is the Praetheon. This is actually an exclusive with PVK Vegas. I think they're still available if you're interested. This is my favorite version of the knife. But I'm usually a guy who likes carbon fiber if I can get it. I like that it still feels premium, like titanium, but it has the lightweight aspect to it. So, but anyway, right up here, this, you know, the scales, not the inlays, are carbon fiber. And this is your traditional, I would say, kind of 3D, carbon fiber layered. Now, it's nicely milled, so it looks, in my opinion, better than you see it a lot of times, but, this is what I would call just standard carbon fiber. And I would say it's very common, right? It used to be the most common, now less so, honestly. Now you see a lot of fat carbon and marbled and raindrop and stuff like that. But this was always the most popular. And now you'll see it more on sort of less expensive knives. Not budget. I mean, you will see it on budget knives, but less expensive knives, you'll see this carbon fiber where it used to be more of a premium thing, right? So that's just kind of your standard carbon fiber. Then you have marbled carbon fiber. So this right here is the Best Tectonic, and this has a marbled sort of shreddish carbon fiber. I don't know, I guess you could call it shred or marbled. Depends on your definition, I suppose. So, but the idea here is that it's a bit different than the standard kind. It's not just like a 3D layered carbon fiber. It's got some different kind of pattern to it. It's kind of got this shredded look, which is cool. So that's marbled carbon fiber. Let me see what else I got here. I'm just kind of going through the stuff I have. Oh, this knife has carbon fiber. Let's see what this has. This has your sort of standard, again, 3D weave carbon fiber. It's a lot more noticeable here. This is a bit of an older knife. And you can see this is actually the same material. It's just finished differently. This one is contoured and kind of milled and all that kind of stuff. So to me, it looks really nice. It has some depth to it, where this just looks like a flat piece. I think it is a little contoured, but you get my point. You just kind of get a really shiny look to it. This is the Boost Blades Aero Mini, actually, because it's been chopped. But originally it was the Mini. So that also has kind of the standard carbon fiber. Let me see if I have any other of the sort of, I don't want to say the word basic, but kind of basic carbon fibers. Let me line up some knives that I'm going to show. I've got a few that are similar that we'll talk about. All right, I think that's gonna be, yeah. All right, so I don't have any other just kind of, you know, marbled or raindrop. That's a very popular one, is the raindrop. I really do not like the raindrop carbon fiber. It's just not, in my opinion, good looking at all, but it's kind of got, you know, circular pattern to it. To me, it looks cheap. Then there's the really, really cheap looking peel ply carbon fiber, which basically is like sort of a flat piece of this laid over G10 to make it even cheaper, right? And that, in my opinion, is the ugliest and worst kind of carbon fiber. Just use G10 in that case, right? But yeah, so next up, I'm going to talk about this stuff. This is the copper infused carbon fiber that QSP uses a lot. It's not theirs, but the company that makes it started with QSP, and then I think WE uses it now. I've seen it on some other stuff, so it's not just QSP, but they're the ones I saw it on first, and this one was OEM by QSP. This is the Calum Blade Designs Ari. This is actually available right now as well from their website directly. Good people, good knife. I got skiffs in here, of course, just like every other knife on this list. But this is copper infused carbon fiber, and there's also an aluminum version. We actually used it on our stout model. We did the copper and aluminum, and the copper, in my opinion, is a little nicer. It comes out a little cleaner. It's got the nice coppery color to it, where the aluminum is kind of, you know, got the silver in there, which is cool, but I just like the copper. It's got a topographic look to it. I really like it. It also looks really cool in a contoured situation, like a layered situation, which is nice. But that is the copper infused carbon fiber. And then we have fat carbon. So fat carbon is this right here. And basically, from what I understand, they take carbon fiber like this, and they impregnate it with ceramic paints, something like that. And it adds this just gnarly color schemes to stuff. And they can do all types of colors and mess around with it. It's really cool. This is the Wingman EDC Tom Mayo Design Mach 3. Very cool knife. And this one is called White Storm Fat Carbon. And Fat Carbon is actually a brand as well as the type of material. So the only people who make Fat Carbon are Fat Carbon out of Lithuania. So if you hear the term Fat Carbon, whoever is saying it might be referring to stuff like this, but it might not necessarily be Fat Carbon, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this is Fat Carbon. There's a lot of different kinds of Fat Carbon. So you have this, which is their traditional, like, signature series almost. They have the White Storm. They have Nebula, which is this one, which has red, white, and blue. So it's kind of a USA theme, if you will. They have, oh man, I could probably go through a bunch here. They have Purple Haze Fat Carbon. So first up, that was the Quiet Carry 9. This is the Jack Wolf Knives Midnight Jack, and this is the Purple Haze Fat Carbon. So it's got similar patterns. It's just this one is in purple. I'm pretty sure Nebula is Fat Carbon, right? I don't know why I'm looking at it and going, ooh, that might be Camo Carbon. But no, I think it is Fat Carbon. Yes, because I think, man, now I can't be positive, but I'm pretty sure Camo Carbon calls theirs USA or something like that. So I might be wrong. In fact, I think I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. Pretty sure that's Camo Carbon, actually. Sorry. So that's another brand, is Camo Carbon, which is what I want to talk about, but I wanted to get to it later. Another version of Fat Carbon is their Dark Matter series. So this is Dark Matter Green, and basically what it is like marbled carbon fiber, and then they just infuse a little bit of color into it. This is the Jack Wolf Knives Javelina Jack. This one dropped on the 17th of February, so it should be available now. Hopefully the version you want is. This is a cool company to follow if you want to try all the different Fat Carbons, Camo Carbons. But this is Dark Matter, which you can see there's a lot of green in this, but some of their Dark Matters don't have that. So if we look at something like this, this is the Sharpshooter Jack. This one's in blue Dark Matter, and you can see there's just like a splotch of blue here, and the rest of it is mostly just looking like this, right? Like marbled. On this side, there's like 3 small splotches. It's very random with this material. Again, this is the sharpshooter jack. Fantastic. Another one would be the red. Where's the red? So this is the canine jack. This one's in the red dark matter. Right here. Love the canine jack. But you can see how inconsistent that coloring is. And that's kind of the thing with the dark matter series. I might as well roll through it. I mean, I have a lot of knives in these materials. I might as well show them off, right? So that was, yeah. So then here's the purple haze. And I'm going to see if I have any more of the fat carbons. I have the lava flow fat carbon. So this is like the purple, but it has red. This is the Vampire Jack from Jack Wolf Knives. But again, we're focusing on the fat carbon here. One thing you'll notice with fat carbon and camo carbon is they tend to be kind of dried out. Now, I do oil these, so these look a little bit better than they do normally when you get them. They're pretty dry. An example would probably be... this one. I haven't oiled this. So it's a little bit drier than, you know, say you look at that and it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. But yeah. So then this one is dark matter as well. This is the Little Bro Jack. And you can see just splotch, 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 splotch. Just a little bit of copper in there. This one's copper dark matter. So just like the copper infused, you have copper dark matter. So it's similar in the sense that they both are using carbon fiber. They both have copper involved, but they're different processes. This, I guess, is impregnated with copper coloring or something. And this is actual copper wire in the carbon fiber somehow. I don't know how it works. It's like a copper foil or something, which is interesting in my opinion. This one is Jungleware fat carbon. So where on, this is the laid back jack. If you take this one, dark matter green, both made by the same company, the carbon fibers, dark matter green and Jungleware. So this is the signature series, I believe, and this is what they call their dark matter series. So they're both green, but they're completely different, in my opinion. I like the look of this a bit better than I like that. But that's just me, right? So there you go. And now we should be able to get into camo carbon. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. We are good. So when it comes to camo carbon, and I don't know why I didn't recognize it right away here, you can see that this looks nothing like any of these, right? And that's because it's a Camo Carbon, which is a different company. They, I believe, are in California, and they do it differently than Fat Carbon, but it's a similar process, obviously. From what I understand, Camo Carbon is a little bit less durable than Fat Carbon. Not that it's like worse, but I think it's just slightly harder to work with than Fat Carbon. But you have, oh no, this is another Fat Carbon, my bad. This one is Mars Valley, which has like red and orange. So where you just have red there, you have red and orange on this one. Mostly orange though. But this is called Mars Valley. This is the Venom Jack. Fantastic knife. So we have that one. So you can see they're all similar, right? Green, orange, red, red, purple, right? They're all in that signature series. Then you have dark matter, green, blue, red, and copper. And some of the dark matters show more color. Like this green is crazy. The gold is very gold, just like this. And then others are subdued, like the copper, red, and blue. It's just interesting. And obviously you also have the White Storm, which goes into this category right here. There's also a blue, which is Arctic. Don't know if I am missing any colors. I think it's just blue for Arctic, and then that's it. Anyway, so Camo Carbon, you have the USA, or Nebula, I guess. Pretty sure, anyway, that it's Camo Carbon. And then you have pink. So this one is pink, which is really cool looking, in my opinion. So it's just like a hot pink color, which is just cool. I really love this. This is the Cyborg Jack. I actually just ordered another one of these in Toxic Fat Carbon, which is like green and yellowy in this pattern. So this one is pink Camo Carbon. And then you have what is my favorite of all of the carbon fibers, which is 80s or Shagadelic Camo Carbon. This is my CKF Evo or Rotten Evo 2.0. And this is just gnarly to me. It just has crazy cool colors in it. It has neon green, orange, blue, pink, yellow. I mean, I don't know if there's yellow actually, but all of those crazy colors. And it just really stands out in a good way to me. I also have this knife in it. This is my own design, the Divo Stout. We had some scales made for these. Just really cool colors in the 80s, and they're all different, you know? Like, you look at the scales and they look different. And then there's also different ways to cut each of these, right? So these are all basically the same, just normal cut of carbon fiber. But you can also kind of end cut it. You can do it differently. This one is a contoured sort of cut of this. So even though it's the same, you can see it's almost like a cross-cut side of it, which I think is really unique and just has an interesting layering effect to it. This is the Jack Wolf Knives Low Drag Jack. This is one of my favorite knives ever. Just love this knife. And this pattern on it just... But that is the 80s Camo Carbon. You can tell I really love that stuff. So there's all different types of carbon fibers. And I'll be honest, I still can't figure out which one this is. But I'm pretty sure it's Camo Carbon because it looks more like this than it does like this, right? Like these. So I'm pretty sure. But don't hold me to it. So there you have it. Just a whole slew of carbon fiber. I just thought it'd be cool to show it and talk about it. I'd be curious to hear what your favorite is. Again, mine is the 80s Camo Carbon. I just think it's really cool. I do want to try to get some more like Gecko, and there's some other ones that are really cool. Sunset Camo Carbon's really cool. Oh, I do have another 80s, but it's where is it? Oh, you know what? I think it's here. Hold on. I have it in my backpack in a pouch. I have my NAFSCO Lander in the 80s Camo Carbon as well. Very affordable knife, but put some sick scales on it just because why not? What's going on here? Just don't know how to use the knife anymore. It's a little tight, I think. Anyway, yeah, more 80s because I really love it. We do actually have, if you have one of these, as of the filming of this, so who knows at the time if it'll be there. But I have one set of the 80s, and I have 2 sets of Sunset Camo Carbon on the website right now. So We do occasionally have stuff like that in stock, but it's DivoKnives.com. Anyway, I'm curious what your favorite is. I would say my favorite is clearly the 80s right now. My favorite cut ever of carbon fiber is on this knife. The Evo 2.0. This is a hand custom contoured scale that was made for me for this knife by Nathan's Knives. Just absolutely stunning. He made the clip too. Just my favorite piece of carbon fiber ever is on this knife right here. Yeah, just really cool. And then other than that, I gotta say this Nebula on the Quiet Carry 9 just is striking. There's just something about it that catches me that I really, really enjoy. The 80s on the low drag is just got this cool contoured, I don't know, the layered look of it to me just really catches me. And then I love the just purple haze on this Midnight is also just really clean. It looks really good. It just matches this knife like perfectly, right? Could you imagine this knife like blacked out handle with this stuff? Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see him do a run of the Midnight and do like a murdered out Midnight. That'd be cool. But anyway, I also do occasionally really enjoy the basic carbon fiber. In this case, they really did a great job on the Praytheon. Because it has that extra touch of the inlays and all of that, it doesn't make the carbon fiber the main focal point, right? And that's what I think really knocks it home for me on this one. So I really like this guy and in just basic carbon fiber. So there's some thoughts on carbon fiber. I'd love to hear yours. What other types are there that I don't have here? There's obviously a lot more than what I have here. So I'd love to hear about it. But I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I'll catch you later.